but I can't, because I can't breathe. I can't walk. People say that's an act. Let me try to stand up. Let me try to stand up. Exactly. Exactly. So
When Arthur fell back into his chair, it was hard not to wonder, was it all an act?
This is what people do to me. They call me a liar. They say this oxygen is a prop.
It's the same guy.
Mark, what do you got?
So more here of Matt Lucas doing Sir Bernard Chumley, more of the Billy Bunter there. But I would say this, he's got better control of his body than I have. He stands up faster and better than I do. Like, he's got some good leg muscles on him because he comes straight up. His leg muscles lock straight in. They fire straight away, and up he goes immediately. He doesn't have to throw his weight anywhere to help him get up. His legs work absolutely perfectly as far as I can see. And then what he has to do, well, first of all, he has to wrap this in suffering by going, this is what people do to me. This is what people do to me. They force me to have to show you, how I can't do this. He does it actually very, very well. And then he has to suggest that he's losing his balance by throwing his arms like right high up in the air, which is not what your instinct will do. Chase, you were talking there about that reptilian brain, that brain stem. When the brain stem thinks that you are falling over, the last place it's going to put your hands is up above your head, because that's only going to unbalance you more. It's going to cause you to put your weight, your center of gravity, lower. So the hands would come out like this or go down like this. The center of gravity would drop. The center of gravity wouldn't go up in the air. He's doing the image there of, whoa, a fairground ride, a roller coaster. Look at the roller coaster that I'm on. Completely wrong for that moment. He's an absolute malingerer in this situation. I would stake much on. Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, my original thought on this one was I was just going to get up and walk out. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. And when people do this, like you said, he kind of juts up. You know why I think he throws his arms up? I think it's a regulator. I think it's, hey, come get me. And if his arms are down, she can't reach around him and protect him and set him back down. But if his arms are sticking up, she can. That's the reason he throws his arms up at the last minute. Watch her. She's almost looking for something to happen. Pay attention to her body language. She looks apprehensive, like something's about to happen. And then she's kind of got the pseudo, no, please don't. Look, if you were somebody you loved, were sitting next to you, and you knew they were disabled and they might do something to try to prove something that would cause them to be injured, you would try your best to suppress it. You wouldn't sit there and wait for them to go, oh, come get me. This is more of the same. Chase, what do you got?
Yeah, Mark, got the same as I did. Just the neuroscience of it makes that false. So here's what I'll cover. I really want to know how the process of her finding out who he was went. I'm fascinated. I have to figure this out. That has to be an incredible psychological process that Miranda went through. I think there were some incredible factors at play here. The first one, I think, is cognitive dissonance. Just torn between this man she thought she married and then the criminal that she finds out he is, and her mind seeks what I would probably call an impossible harmony between those. Then there's rationalization, constructing these justifications, transforming his crimes into maybe a narrative. Confirmation bias probably came in. And I think she selectively maybe focuses on his good moments. That's another big thing. And then turns a blind eye to red flags. And then Stockholm Syndrome is a possibility. Not a captive, but emotionally bound. She might align with a distorted reality, like her survival might depend on it, since she's being roped into this now. Then there's social identity theory in psychology. This is maybe just discovering his life shakes her identity, maybe helps him, maybe a way to reaffirm her role and self-worth by helping him or looking like she's helping him. But number one, what I think is really really keeping everything in there is the sunk cost fallacy. This is the weight of her emotional investment, keeping her tethered and making the idea of cutting losses kind of unbearable. And that's all I got. Scott?
All right. I think you're giving her way too much credit, man. I think you're going way too deep. I think she knew it before they got married because she's known him a long time.
But she hadn't found out while they were dating, though.
2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 9 years.
Yeah, she said if they'd known each other for 3 years and got married after 1 year, she's going to know. She's going to know. So what would motivate her is what motivates all con victims: greed. So there's something in there for us. From my point of view, I would say there's something in there she's after or sees coming from this, because she can't get in trouble, I don't think, because all she's got to do is say, I swear to you, I thought this was real. I think that's what's keeping her roped in. There's something there about greed. You wait and see, because all cons, even in this case, he's conned her at the top. But I agree with you. Now she feels like she's invested in it. She's there. She's been a part of it, and now she's not going to get away because she's still after that, whatever it is. Maybe he's told her he's a multimillionaire and he's got all this money in America or something, and she thinks she's going to get it, or get it from his father when he dies, or his grandfather or something. Something's in it for greed for her. That's the way I'm seeing it from my point of view. Something's up there with her because she knows what's going on.
I don't think she did initially, though.
Maybe the first date, I don't know. I can't. Yeah. And people go, y'all don't ever disagree. Here we are.
I think somewhere in the middle is probably true, if we're going to talk about that. Look, I think projection is the most blinding thing on earth. And if you meet somebody and you think they are X and you're willing to put up with enough, you can make sure that they are who you want them to be. You just blind yourself to a point. Then you got the sunk cost problem. That's my opinion.
One of those tape replays.
But I can't, because I can't breathe. I can't walk. People say that's an act. Let me try to stand up. Let me try to stand up. Exactly. Exactly. So
when Arthur fell back into his chair, it was hard not to wonder, was it all an act?
This is what people do to me. They call me a liar. They say this oxygen is a prop.
It's the same guy.
If you like this video, get the full body language breakdown and analysis on our main channel by clicking this video right here.